Hey, so here's some more of my Four Hens Journey Collection. And this one, the straight out of camera white balance, is horrible. My auto white balance really struggled with this one. So I'm just going to click on and off. So that's C1, and then I could go in and, again, adjust the white balance. I think this is a little too blue. C2, C3, and that really mutes those greens. Again, don't look at the white balance. That would be something I would just go and change. C4 is a pretty good neutral one. C5, C6, C7. C7 really darkens the background, so I think it must have a heavy vignette on it. Again, I'm going to go with, well, you know what, let's try. No, I like C6. So then I will just, God, get rid of all that magenta and warm it up. About there. And then I always do those two things. And no, that's crazy. Okay, so let's look at some of the other actions on it. Okay, so simplicity seems to be the one that I go for, but held is pretty nice. Just a nice, it's a little bit dark. I'd probably brighten that some. So that's held without any other adjustments. That's life. And again, you can go in and you can adjust the matte, so that would be that creamy feel, and I would probably just take that off completely. Yeah, that would be pretty much the only adjustment I would make to that. I mean, these are pretty spot on for me anyways, the way I edit. They don't need a lot of adjustment. Fawn, it's more of a, it's a pretty warm action. And pretty matte. And again, the matte layer would be this chalky touch. And you could take that off, or you could adjust it down. I think probably just take it off. Again, it's all labeled pretty clearly. So you can either adjust the opacity or brush it off places that you don't like it. I think I would probably take that back off of her, at least her eyes, because she's got brown eyes. So that's fun. Authentic is pretty nice also. So there's authentic, and there's not a lot that I would do to that, but I like big color and contrast, so that works for me. I would probably take that layer off. I always tend to turn off the toner layers, I've noticed. Here comes my crazy crew again. And the richen layer, sometimes that can be pretty heavy too. And so I'll either adjust the opacity or just turn it off. Let's see. Probably there. Okay, so that's authentic. The black and whites for this are really beautiful. I like this editorial black and white, but I like, again, a good punchy black and white. So I could leave it there. I would probably brighten this some more. I don't think there's a really good strong white in here. There's a couple ways that I do it. I'm going to try a curves layer first and see. What that does. So I try to find the lightest for the white and then the darkest for the black. Yeah. So that would be the change that I would make to that. Again, so pretty simple, pretty fast edit. The Forbidden black and white, it's more of a matte, a darker. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So another trick that I just read about the other day, somebody said they reversed a black and white. I couldn't figure out what they meant, so I started playing around. Excuse me. So if I turn off the black and white layer here, and that's a pretty nice color edit right there. I don't know if that's what they meant or not, but I would take that probably over the other color edits. Let's see what else. This one's more of a warm edit. Again, I like her skin tones in this one. So I like that one quite a bit. I usually go more towards a cool edit, but I really kind of like this one on this image. And I think I played with Meadowbrook the other night too. Let's see. Yeah. So that one's a darker edit, more muted. And I like that one too. I would probably brighten at least her a little bit. I would probably just pull up the midtone, yeah. The highlights a little bit. Midtones a little. I would probably leave that one right there. I like her skin in that one a lot too. She's nice and creamy. So again, you know, I mean, really simple, one click, and then, you know, a minor tweak to it. I can't remember if I did life or not. We'll click it again just to see. Yeah. So they're all pretty nice. I think they all have nice skin tones. I don't think it gets too orangey like a lot of actions. I think they tend to get too orange. Velvet, it's not my favorite. I really thought it would be, but it's a little heavy. Again, I always go for the enrich layer first because usually that's the one I end up tweaking. And then the toner, I always check that too. But I'm sure there's an image that one is just perfect for. So then there's also helper actions down here. Pretty standard stuff. You know, painting on warmth, sharpen details, the freshen up, that's just a brighten. Here, I'll click it. It has two different brighten layers. So you can either use them together or you can click one off. But you would run that after you run your action. But I tend to just do my own adjustments. So I haven't really used these too terribly much. So I think that's about it. I hope that helps.